So, for the first time in his career, Carson Wentz had the ball. The Eagles were trailing, and he found the end zone. Except they didn't get the 2-point conversion. Jeremy Burton is here. I'm Adrian Fedke. Well, like you were saying before the show, it was an exciting loss.
That it was, man. You know, he gave us some hope. I mean, Carson, he got in the end zone. He spun out of the pressure. Eric Weddle one-on-one. He gave him a little step in the ground and went and cut in, got in the end zone. Carson was pumped. He was excited. It was great seeing that. And it looked like Doug just wanted to go, nothing to lose, roll the dice, play the spoiler. Unfortunately, the pass got tipped, and Matthews couldn't come up with it for the 2-pointer, and we lost by 1. But, it was nice to see Carson in that last drive. He was on point. As opposed to earlier in the game, he was a little off. He didn't throw for many yards. The running game really worked well today, and so did the offensive line. So we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll delve into that a little bit further. We will keep this show short, however. Yeah, I mean, as for the 2-point conversion, I have completely no problems with it, considering you're out of the race, you had the momentum. Go for 2. Hell, you got nothing to lose. They just didn't get it. That's all. Pass got tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it fell incomplete. The only thing I would have maybe done differently, I like doing the little run-pass option on 2-point conversions, but that's just me. So, yeah, other than that, I mean, I didn't have a problem with going for 2 there. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I was fine with it too. I wasn't surprised he was doing it. With how the Eagles lead the league in attempts and conversions on 4th down and things like that. So not surprised to see this from Doug, especially being out of the race. And I was totally fine with it. Dialed up a pass there, tried to get the inside leverage, and unfortunately it got tipped. It was a huge division game for a huge division race that the Ravens are in, so it would have been nice to play spoiler there. But fortunately, like the season has gone, we're now sitting at 5-9, and just a couple plays here and there we could have said for so many games now this year.
Dude, I'll tell you what, you're talking about the 4th downs. So he did it again, okay? You're running the ball effectively with Ryan Matthews the entire afternoon, and what do? Oh, let's give it to Nelson Aguilar on a freaking jet sweep.
Dude, oh my God, that was pathetic. And we've seen the jet sweep a few times in this game already. I mean, the Ravens used it effectively against us with Capernero, whatever his name is, off the practice squad for 39 yards. So they knew once you see the motion like that, it's a readable play. And there was 2 Ravens guys out there waiting for him, and only I think 1 blocker for us, so it wasn't gonna work. Nelson stepped out of bounds a yard short, and so yeah, you pound it up the middle. You put Trey Burton or somebody back there, in front of Matthews, and just pound it up the middle. He's going to get a yard. He's averaging 6.4 yards per carry. He ran for almost 130 yards today and a touchdown. It shows how effective Ryan Matthews can be when he's healthy. He's probably not going to be on our team next year. He's a free agent. But when he's healthy, I mean, he's a physical runner, as physical as they come.
Yeah, he had a really good game today. He really did, as did the offensive line. The offensive line gets a lot of heat in Philadelphia, and it was impressive what they did today against the top-ranked run defense in the NFL, a makeshift offensive line. Isaac Seumalo starts at right tackle. Stefan Wisniewski back at left guard. Brandon Brooks was able to stave off his anxieties. He was able to play today. So for the most part, the offensive line was did very, very well in the run game. This is something that they've been kind of doing recently. I mean, Doug Peterson actually called a game where it was a more even ratio, 42 pass attempts, 38 rush attempts. So that was better. I mean, Wentz still threw the ball a ton, but they maintained possession of the ball so much. They ran 80 plays. 42 pass attempts is okay as long as the ratio is even.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and it was nice seeing the O-line come through. A couple nice blocks from Kelsey, who pulled out. And I remember 1 3rd down screen pass. He had a good block with not illegal block in the back. He got around, just got in the way, and That was nice for a conversion. Brandon Brooks did play after missing 2 out of the last 3 with his newly diagnosed condition there. Sayamalu coming in. I mean, Wiz has been solid all year coming into left guard. With Barber out, Sayamalu showed his versatility, which is great. We should get Lane Johnson back next week. So, hopefully we get, we can get a division win before the season's out, but that remains to be seen. It was a nice overall performance. The offensive line did great, especially at one point. Ryan Matthews averaged 6.4 yards a carry, and it's funny, Wentz had 107 yards on 42 attempts, so he averaged 4 yards per pass attempt. Right, and so stick with what worked. Especially on that 4th down we talked about before, stick with what was working. Matthews was working, man.
Yeah, no, he really was. And the offensive line, again, like when they're going right, they're really going right in the run blocking wise. I mean, sometimes their pass protection isn't the best, but run blocking, that's something that they've kind of had all season long. And Brooks, man, he was pushing people backwards. He was physical today. I like what I saw from him. So, all right. I guess we'll just talk a little bit about who you thought kind of shined a little bit, like maybe like what do you think of Byron Marshall? It was funny because when we watched him, it seemed like he was doing all right. Then you look at the stats and it was only 9 for 22, whatever, 9 carries for 22 yards.
Yeah, he played a lot of snaps. It seemed like he did well in pass protection, and he didn't. He didn't have a glaring stat sheet, but there was a Vinny Curry sighting today. I'll throw his name out. He was getting back there. He was showing up in the run and pass rush. So there was a Vinny Curry sighting. Fletcher Cox was in there. We still gave up 27 points, but it was nice to see Vinny Curry at least make an appearance after signing that contract in the offseason. Other than that, I mean, Zach Ertz, I think, still led our team with 80 yards receiving. He's been coming around. He had a nice toe touching grab in that drive. I mean, there's not many shining players, and we mentioned Ryan Matthews already in the O-line.
Yeah. Yeah, defensively, yeah. I mean, they gave up 27 points. Fletcher Cox, he had a sack. He actually got a one-on-one situation, and he actually got a sack. What do you know? See what happens when he doesn't get double and triple team? It's crazy. Jalen Mills and Jalen Watkins at the end of the first half to allow that touchdown to Steve Smith is completely inexcusable. Mills got beat, and then everyone was roasting Mills on Twitter, but that's on Jalen Watkins, too. He didn't get there in time. He didn't get there at all.
Yeah, that was atrocious. It's a shame, too, because all first half before that, like Jalen Mills, I was kind of really enjoying the way he was playing. He was in there on some pass defenses, and but the problem was he didn't. You got to get physical at the line of scrimmage there. They took a shot with Smith, and he's one of the, he's caught over 1,000 balls in his day, so he knows how to beat a 7th-round rookie. And then Jalen Watkins, he was completely just didn't help, was not supplying the safety help there at all. And you can't do that. The Ravens will take advantage of that every time.
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, man, I'm trying to find what else to talk about. I mean, this game is just so meaningless. Like, who even cares? But, Wentz, we saw Wentz today. He struggled on the road again, which is a little bit disappointing because of what we saw last week. The road continues to be an enemy for Carson, but I did like the fact that he led them at the end. So that's pretty much what you take away from this game. Was he finally was able to lead a drive late in the game, even though it didn't result into a tie game. But at least he did it. And then a nice little run there at the end. Even though I didn't think he was sharp at all on the last drive. I thought the drive last week was a lot better until, Tobin got beat. But that's 2 straight weeks where he looks, where he pretty much was able to lead him down the field. So that's a sign moving forward, I think.
Yeah, and that's a great point. And this is what we have to take out of these last couple games, including last week and this week, and in these last 4 games, that just seeing Carson get in game situations that he can take as a learning experience. Um, you know, Tobin got beat last week and he actually fumbled, but this week he actually got in and he took us in striking distance to tie or go ahead, and we tried to go ahead and it didn't work. So it's little things that game situations he hasn't faced yet that are gonna be good for him in the long run. And Jordan Hicks had a ball thrown right at him, but he was all over the field. Had that nice run back after that ball was intercepted. It's another guy I forgot to mention on D. So that's that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, we could go in depth if we wanted to, but there's really no point. So, you got anything else you want to say, and then we'll do final thoughts, or you want to just do final thoughts right now?
Yeah, I don't even know my final thought would be. Well, it's if we're gonna go Flyers, they had the unfortunate. They knew that losing streak had to come to an end, but that was a fun little run. The 10-game winning streak. It's unfortunate it came to an end yesterday, but yeah, throw the Flyers in there, keeping going, and that's what we're gonna have to hold on to as Philly sports fans, because Phillies aren't ready to take the jump yet, or obviously the Sixers and the Eagles. So we have the Flyers to get us through the winter.
Yeah, the Flyers. Well, for me, Temple basketball, I'm a big Temple basketball guy. So they are exceeding expectations right now. They weren't supposed to be good this year. They beat Florida State and West Virginia, that NIT preseason tip-off. So that was nice to see, although they've got some bad losses as well this year. So they lost to New Hampshire and UMass, and that's terrible. But my final thought, I'll go Flyers-wise, but I'm going to say this. Caleb Weiler got brought on by Philly Influencer to write about the Flyers, so that's really cool. So if you don't know who Caleb Weiler is, check out our Flyers videos. This dude is exceptional. He actually makes me look smart when it comes to hockey. So he's outstanding. Congratulations to him for getting brought on by PI. So that's really cool. Other than that, go Temple in their bowl game against Wake Forest. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, that's Jeremy Burton. I'm Adrian Fedke. Go Birds, go Carson Wentz, and hopefully he can actually lead us on a real touchdown-winning drive next week, because it didn't really happen this week. It did and it didn't. We're out. Peace.
Yeah.